So what's up, Marvel Rivals gang? So I wanted to be able to make more content, but I was struggling for a long time to kind of think what my fit would be because there's already people making just insane amounts of content. But I feel like there's a lot of people who aren't like long time competitive gamers who can bring that side of the spectrum to Marvel Rivals so far. So I want to be able to just do like VOD review footage of, I guess, start with like my own VODs. These are like our six stack when we're practicing for the tournament, or we'll do like when I was actually scrimming, or if I can find tournament games, or if other people want me to review their VODs, other things like that. I guess like coaching content. There's that in other games, but for now it's like I could do that. Some guides, I can't really do guides though until the game comes out. Just because, I mean, I could say a bunch of stuff that I experienced in both betas, and then even from the first beta to the second beta, like some characters change a lot, and then from the second beta to the third beta, there's gonna be 33 characters, and a bunch of characters are gonna change a ton, and some characters could get new team ups that can make some characters that were okay into god tier characters. So who knows? But yeah, let's see. By the way, I'm a Captain America main when the game comes out. No, I'm a tank main, but Captain America is super cool. Alright, so here me is playing Magneto for the team. I was supposed to be the tank for the team, but I ended up playing DPS in the tournament, so I feel like I can give like kind of both perspectives. I got to play both. I competed forever in tank, but then for this I even had to play. We got the top 64 with me on DPS because our DPS player I guess couldn't make the tournament, so I had to play DPS for us. I can really only give advice on like Storm, Iron Man, and like projectile kind of characters and like kind of backliney characters. Hit scan like where to send Punisher. I can't really give. On this map though, so I was Magneto on this map. Let me see where the first part was. Okay, so this is the one where the inside. So on this one, you always go to the right here, unless you have a team plan to go to the left. But going to the left at the start, giving up high ground is usually the worst thing you could do. So you always meet the high ground here. You always want to be the most up front. You're the shield character. You can kind of play the corner because you have a bubble, so maybe you can bubble other people sometimes. You can bubble yourself now as Magneto, so that helps a lot to be more aggro for personal. You have you have the longest range. I feel like the longest effective range of all the tanks, obviously. So you could take advantage of that. Holding these stairs. Let me turn myself down. Let's listen to my call, or listen to our comms too. We can listen to our comms.
Good job. Hulk dead. Okay. I'm dead. I'm about to die though. Push up in the mid.
So I wish hitting space would pause that. So right here, my gosh, why is the quality so bad? I hate Twitch. Wait, should be 1080p. But
Slam back down. Look at him.
It's not that bad now. But so right here, we should have been walking immediately. So these people, after we kind of won the fight, we got a couple, like, I think it's like 1 or 2 kills. Let me see. Let me back up a little bit. Usually when you get even 1 kill, especially on the healer, you just walk. You just walk at them. And hopefully your DPS gets a good angle or walks with you so that you can keep the pressure. Usually the DPS, like a hit scan, would be sitting up here top left. Maybe a projectile DPS can be hovering here, or melee DPS pushes with you. And then we have Thor, Magneto, so we usually want to be diving. Usually that's what we played around. We played with Storm with Thor. Storm allowed Thor another DPS option ability, so Thor became pretty much like an actual DPS. He was already pretty DPS-y, but he becomes a literal DPS character with Storm. So it's like I'm pretty much already a DPS kind of character with Magneto. I can kind of get random picks and stuff to help out, but I'm here to just enable Thor and the Storm to kind of get space and do whatever they need to do. And then the back, like either we had suppress on Punisher or Star-Lord to either be more dive with us, like we go full dive with Star-Lord, or especially if they ban Punisher, because you could do bans in this, or if we allowed Punisher, we would play like Punisher as well, and then have like Punisher Raccoon. Which allowed him to be more aggro as well. Even if we didn't have the Raccoon, Punisher it's not as bad of a pick. It's just you have to be 10 times more effective on it, you know. And the Raccoon's a really aggro healer, you know. He can actually get a kill here and there, boom. So you got 2 picks. We wasted a res. Their tank is dead. We need to just hold W right here and go in. I could have done that faster. Boom, you get the kill. And right here, we need to immediately walk either more in towards their spawn or actually just get high ground automatically. A DPS player here should have actually went immediately up here with us, or the Thor actually could, you know, since the Thor is at like a DPS. I could set it on my side high ground, or I could be at the Thor here. I choose to be at the Thor here. Suppress got a little crazy there, but he ended up getting 2 kills.
Close point stairs, close point stairs.
He's saying look at Adam, but I'm not sure where he is because he's over there. See, I wish, like, usually Suppress is pretty good at this. But he didn't really say anything out of here other than, okay, and then look at Adam. While there's somebody on point killing our healers, you know? So it's like, I think it's also on me. It's definitely on me there, where I could have said, hey, do not push that yet. There's someone on point. I won't be able to help you. I was really good at that in Paladins, where my comms, I had to shake off the rust because like each one of these betas two were like 8 months, 6 months apart. So like going to each one and trying to do like competitive stuff and having nothing competitive in between because competitive games suck right now. That I'm rusty, so you could hear me like calming, and then I'll have like a string of good comms back to back to back, and then I'll just like get tired and not say anything for a second, and then all of a sudden somebody dies because I didn't say anything. Right here, I could have said, "Suppress, I need you to take, take a chill pill. Wait, our healers getting dove, and if I go and help you and just leave the healers to fight whoever this was, they're dead. So you need to be, or at least he needed to play with our Thor there. This was good positioning if I was here with him, because our Thor is holding one angle and I'm holding the angle with him, and I could just bubble him and put a shield in front of him, and then bubble myself and walk in front of that too, because in a sense I'm like old school Zarya. I could bubble myself and I could bubble someone. Yeah, so literally if I just said something, it would help them. Also, if he just said, hey guys, why is no one in this room yet? Then maybe we could have said, hey, the healers are getting dove, I need to help them real quick. Then he maybe could have instantly zipped out or something. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a two-way street when it comes to comms, and comms are always like a big kind of big like gap in like who's like the best and who's not. You know what I mean? Okay. Because both of us didn't communicate to each other, it led to him dying, and now we're down a man. And he was too far for the revive as well, so that didn't help anything. Which he could have had the revive a lot closer for sure. Brad definitely could have had the revive a lot closer, since we were holding an aggro hold. No one was alive. No one was dead on our team or anything. I need to get better with my Magneto ults. A lot of my Magneto ults would like usually only get hit markers, whereas like I could have easily got a lot more kills if I had better positioning before I ulted, or saved that for an actual good time to pop my ulti. Like I should have saved that for when they were actually pushing us, and I had a clear vision of them to be able to throw the ult. Like I could have saved that for probably an Iron Man ult that's probably soon to come, since I know he hasn't used it for a while.
I'm on them. There are 2 people on me, 3 people on me here. Rezzing. Dead?
I could have said he's rezzing on the stairs instead of rezzing. That's rezzing. It was not a good comm.
There you go.
Yeah, see that guy. See how I was like, I'm on the suppress, and it's like, my mind is like my mind is sloshed here. You know what I mean? Like, that's all I can describe it. Because usually when I was playing Paladins, and I even had a wake up call in Paladins after a while, you start like, I was going like this for a while, going to lands, doing good. Went to another land, doing good. Started doing good, getting up there. My comms are insane. My gameplay was insane. And then I think I just like plateaued because, I don't know, personal stuff and everything going on, or like team situations. My team's never doing good with me, even like I'm not doing good on the teams. And then it started going down, right? And for me personally, my own performance. And I didn't notice it until a certain point where my mind was still, I'm going to multiple lands, getting invited, like fucking paid trips. And like, I'm up here, right? Where my actual skill was going down. I didn't notice it. And I was letting teams down, but I was still talking to them as if I'm doing everything, right? where then my teams are like started to kick me. I didn't know why. I was like, what the heck? For like it was like a string of like 5 months where teams are kicking me and like even talking behind my back for a little bit. And when I got a wake up call from my boy, my boy Dethroner. He was a sub and like manager for Envy at the time in Paladins, because Envy, G2, and all of them were in the game. And I, after getting that wake up call, I was like, man, he was like, I'm gonna let you know, you're just like, because no one wanted to give me advice on what was going on. Like, I don't know what was going on. I was talking to people bad. I was like, okay, I need to fix my attitude. And then my comms were getting a little too crazy, and I was dying too much. Those are the three big things. I was dying too much, and not because just I'm bad, but because like I was dying for people who were gonna die anyways, and now I'm staggering. And it wasn't like a, oh, like, okay, like there's no way out of the situation. I'm Magneto. I have zero movement. There's like 6 people on me. Instead of like running away and then elongating and giving them time to think, hey, let's stagger this guy. They get purposely staggered. But if I'm like going in on them and like boom, 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 take out a healer even, I might get one whoop me. So because I'm like about to kill the Rocket Raccoon and not missing any shot, they have to kill me. Because the longer they take to kill me, I'm gonna take one and maybe almost another one with me, which then allows my team to come in off respawn and just say, screw it, let's just run in. And they can, slap them from behind. So like not that type of death. It was like, let's say, I don't know, suppresses in like a weird position, right? He like, let's say suppresses in that room right in front of me for no reason, and we're all on point. I'm like standing up here looking at him, like holding the angle, like as I should, like at that doorway, like right here at this tree and stuff. And I'm like, you know what? Shoot, threw him a bubble. Oh man, I need to get closer and shield for him. And I'll run in front of him, shield for him. Like, man, why is he in this position? And then try to get him out of the situation, and then we both die. When it would have just been him dead, and I could have backed up to the team, and then we could have figured out a way. But then I would always do that over and over and over again. And even though, yes, the DPS could be in a dumb position, it'll be their fault. It's also my fault in this situation. So I kept blaming them. So you never want to be caught in that situation. And that's why I'm gonna be stressing a lot of that stuff in like these videos, at least from like the tank main perspective, even like a overall perspective. You never want to be like, you always want to look at it like, what did I do wrong first and foremost? What did I do wrong in the situation? How could have fixed it? You know what I mean? Because if you always look at it like, if you hit that plateau and go, man, everyone else is the problem. Look at my score line. If it's in ranked, I mean, like, to me, like, who cares? Like, you're in freaking gold solo queuing and tripling your damages numbers and doubling their like damage and then doubling their kills. Like, yeah, it's just, who cares? You know what I mean? But like, you could still look at that even where I was like doing that and doing pugs as like, how can I die less but still get the same exact damage I was getting? I was getting like 150k damage on Paladins as a tank, 200k, but I was getting like 15 deaths a game, right? So then I got to a point where it was 2 deaths a game with the same exact damage and like almost more kills because I'm never dying. So I was living more, and I was like playing main tank, right? If you're playing main tank, you're playing Magneto, you're playing Doctor Strange, you're playing these things that are like meant to survive the longest compared to off tanks, or they're just flying on the sidelines and trying to get as many kills as possible with their DPS, like the Hulks and Venoms and all that. Those guys, yes, you're trying to do the same thing, but you're also trying to make space for your team and also make space for your DPS and try to get in there to finish kills, and you try to do your thing. So it's kind of a different thing, but you also don't want to be the Hulk with like 45 deaths. You know what I mean? You're not doing anything with Hulk 45 deaths. You're doing a lot more as Hulk if you leap in, you get a kill with your DPS and leap out. You leap in, you get a bunch of people low and you leap out, and then you leap in and then you just distract them. Even if you don't do any damage, you're just like, after doing all that and making chaos, you jump behind them and they're like, what the heck is going on? And then they have to turn for you, right? Now, as a Magneto player, when they do that, right? Now imagine he's like behind this tree right here and he leaps and goes on them here. Now it's my job to hold this anchor point and make sure that the rest can't push past him while he's just doing that to jump on their support in the back line, and then, or the Venom player or whatever player is doing that, the Thor or whatever. And then I'm sitting here as the anchor point. So like that's why it's like important for the main tank to never die. don't be scared and just leave like the room and for no reason and just play your life. But like, no, you have to gauge when is it a good time to leave. There's one person in front of me. I have no vision on the other people, but I did see that we got 2 kills before I even came to this room. This is the time that we have 8% left, and there's 2 dead and there's 1 in front of me. I need to push this. But if they're all alive, we have like 50%. I need to back up. You know what I mean? I could back up and hold the door. So it's kind of like, okay, I can push this guy a little bit, get him half health, immediately back up and rein myself in. Yeah. Regardless if someone's going to die or not. So that was a little ranty, but I feel like that helps a little bit more. Where does Iron Man come from? That guy was just like damage boost, bro.
Doesn't it feel great, Sims?
Oh, it feels amazing, buddy.
No wonder there were 2.
The heck was he doing?
That was unbelievable.
So this game also, by the way, is where we learned Storm is actually a broken character, and people, all the teams started realizing Storm was a broken character. Teams started banning her or picking her a lot. And the reason why Storm's OP is she's a Lucio, but instead of AoE heals with speed, it's speed and damage. And the damage boost after, it's like 20%, I think. And then when you proc your big boost, it's a 50%. So it's like 20% default for everybody at all times, and it's like 50%. It's like it makes no sense why it's so high. It should be like 5. It should be like 10%, and then goes to 25% if they want it to be a decent big boost when she pops out. Like, you know, because it's a big cooldown. So and then like that would be balanced. But right now it was like 50%. You're literally like, I could literally left click somebody when he pops the big boost, and even if they're not in the storm circle, because if they're in the storm circle, it hits them for damage. But I would hit them for like almost their half their health with one full left click hit. So I could like left click, right click, and do like 90% of someone's health bar with a big storm boost. Like DPS, not like a tanker or anything. But like a DPS player would get hit for like over half their health. Like it could be 70%, 80%. I don't really know the full exact number, but just know it was insane. Like Punisher with a raccoon attack speed boost thing with the infinite ammo with the storm boost, it's literally decimation. I don't know how it's crazy it is with Bucky and all these new characters that are coming out. Hawkeye with the storm boost is probably broken.
It takes a second to get used to.
He probably one-shots the whole team with his ultimate.
No, it's a projectile, yeah. Or an Iron Man or.
Believe it or not, the only thing that's remotely quote-unquote can is her C team up with Thor.
Yeah, low key, this character is not DPS. Like, I don't know what I'm saying. Like, this character is DPS.
She's an enabling DPS.
She's an enabling DPS, yes.
I have 4K damage.
Thank you.
now, like, this is so hard to do.
That's like Scott.
That's a lot. Obviously, dude, he's damage boosting us and I have 3,800. We're killing them before we say. See, Detailed was a shooting game gamer. He wants to do big damage. When he played this game first, all he played was Hela. Hela was the most kills and the most damage every game in the first beta. So when he's used to that, he's not used to somebody who's supposed to enable your team while still being able to push out the damage. When like when I played against Leafa's team when we banned Hela, he picked Storm because he realized how good like Storm was, and then he dropped like the most damage on his team. It's easy to do that. I was doing that in the tournament. I'm not even a DPS player, you know? I was just kind of playing it with like my mindset of how I should position as Storm and Iron Man. And I felt like I was doing more on her than I was Iron Man, you know? So it's like, especially with Thor, they enable each other, and like Storm like gets us like extra damage ability. Oh, wait, Storm is the one that gets the extra damage ability. Thor gets like extra like just health for the season, or it's like every character that is like the enables the team up ability gets like a big boost in stat. I think he gets like 200 extra HP or something. But Storm gets this like AoE damage ability where she could throw it at the ground even. It doesn't even have to hit somebody, and it will just chain and hit everybody in the area. If you hit somebody with it, it's the same as just hitting the ground, except now it hits them for sure, and then hits and it can hit anybody else, and it will chain and hit people like sometimes multiple times. I've thrown it on a corner. Somebody's like, "Oh, I got him half HP. Dang, he's low," and I'll throw the thing on the corner. It's like tick, 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 and then I just get a kill, and I'll get another person low and they can't push, and it's just like, dude, I take that over anything. You know what I mean? And if they push into the damage boost, they're taking damage constantly over time. So you have to look at it like this is a team comp. This is like goats. You don't need to think of it like, man, I just want to do big damage. If you're like that, you're not going to end up going far in the game. You know what I mean? Because you can't pigeonhole yourself into that. They have so many character types that Like, Thor is not a main tank. He's an off tank. You cannot play solo tank Thor. You kind of can, but you have to have Storm. You have to have Storm, and you have to have two big healers, like two like pumpy healers to pump you up. Or you might go Thor triple healer even with Storm, and then 2 DPS. No. Triple healer, Storm, Thor, another damage. So yeah, and then you would have the other damage have to be somebody who could like go in with you, like another melee.
No, we're just killing them so fast they can't even heal it. So.
Or bursting one like Bucky.
Low-key, I thought I was doing like
To make use of the Storm
Alright,
damage
hold on. With
boost.
Storm, you could do left click into right click like an animation cancel, and the same thing with your C abilities. So if you start doing that, this one you could push either way. I mean, you could push all the way far right, go up top. You could go here and go the safe route because you know probably most people are going here. The safest thing that most teams kept doing forever is doing the same exact thing, is go up the close stairs, go up to the top along the wall, and then just seeing each other and shooting at each other. Sometimes like a DPS will go here or something and get the off angle, but like, or like go far around and come up the stairs and get the off angle, but just in case they also come here. But yeah, usually like I feel like if one team comes here and one team comes here, that's probably like safest bet for you if you're like uncomfortable and don't know what their comp is on the map yet. I'm on a Punisher already.
Because you're still getting here just as fast, and then it allows us like this to like meet them and kill them.
Hello one, dead.
Oh my god, this Storm boost, dude. I don't even need Scarlet Witch if I have a Storm, dude. Scarlet Witch, like, sword enables me to like kind of pump out a lot of damage. I don't know though how much damage it is after the nerf. A lot of people kept saying that on the China version it was this hefty nerf. I don't know yet. I want to see it to believe it, but with Scarlet Witch, like, I am literally the sole DPS. Like, literally the Scarlet Witch just needs to be there to finish kills and protect our healers and like stun them a lot, and then like the other DPS player just needs to be there to like make sure that they also help just get them low from a sword to just finish kills.
Far right, Iron Man.
But I've gone pentakills is my thing before.
I blocked it.
Okay, so you make sure always. So your shield, by the way, like there is no way to break your shield. It's literally infinite. It's like a Sigma suck in, like where he puts his hands out, or if you're a Paladins player, Terminus, and he puts that shield out. Literally, it's a Terminus shield, but Overwatch players don't really have that unless you're playing Sigma. So like Sigma has his, but it's like a weird invisible vortex. Like it's a little bit bigger than what the vortex actually looks like. And then Terminus is a gigantic visible vortex, or Diva bubble. Actually, the Diva shield. It's like a Diva shield where it's like literally can instantly delete people's ultimates as long as it's projectile like that one. I can just instantly delete it. But mine doesn't project outwards like Terminus and Divas. You know, mine's kind of like Sigma's, where it's only really on my person, and it's a little bit to the left and right.
Okay. No shield.
DPS players usually aren't good at doing like how their target calls aren't like really in depth, because in their mind they're trying to focus more on hitting their shots. So like as a tank, when he was calling that, and you could see me kind of looking towards him and looking everywhere real quick, like flick 1, flick 2, flick 1, like flick 3, and then I was like, all right, and I was gonna go on my thing again because I couldn't see who you were shooting at. So once I looked around and I was like, okay, I don't see Hela anywhere. That means he's shooting at Hela like towards our spawn. So I'm gonna just ignore that calm because I can't do anything with it other than just suiciding down the path, and I'm just gonna focus on what's happening in front of me and look at their Luna Snow, which is the closest one, which is a healer out of position, and we could easily get this. Honestly, with the Storm boost, I didn't even need to ask anybody for help. I'm not sure if I ask for help here, but
Pushing healer dead. Okay.
so I did say I'm pushing the healer, but I killed her so fast that the calm, I didn't want to calm like, oh,
Back it up.
Somebody help me here.
Regroup for next push. Back it up. They put that Z down.
but you could always practice it. Say, I need you guys to like look to your right, help me on Luna Snow here, or look to your right, help Magneto with Storm, or help Magneto with Luna, help, you know, you can kind of, but give like a direction, then give the affirmative action. You want the direction and what they need to do immediately. And then you could reiterate that one more time, but don't do it any more than 2 times, because then you start cluttering comms.
I'm walking him. Unless I Punisher. If anyone tells you saying it like twice is cluttering comms already and only once is enough, it's not. I promise you $1 billion. Anyone who says that will hear that comment. It goes in one ear, out the other immediately in the moment, and no one will hear you. And you'll literally sit there, find that person by yourself, and wonder why. And then it'll be like making excuses. So never listen to anybody that says more. Like you have to always at least like the zombie. This is a Zombie Land or whatever that movie is. Double tapping. You have to double tap it. Anything more than a double tap, no. If it's a kill comm, if it's like, hey, I need you to do this with me, or like we need to kill this Scarlet Witch on the right side here. Scarlet Witch on the right side here.
I'm with you.
Okay, I'm starting to live here, but I could have gone for somebody. I started not talking because I was focusing. What I should have said like was, help me.
I'm dead now. Sorry.
I couldn't even hear because freaking dude is screaming.
Hope that the man just half health right now.
You guys ready? I'm in damage. Ready?
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go.
I didn't bubble either. Sorry.
I don't know if I had shield. I can't see because my actual camera during the time was covering it, but what I should have done maybe is like left click, right click, shield for him,
I think we go for maybe.
or left click just shield for him, because 2 left clicks already was too long.
Okay, I can just bubble you. Give me a second. Okay.
I'm in damage boost. You guys ready?
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
I'm walking us in.
I should have threw it. I should have just threw it to like cause chaos. Because even if it didn't do anything, maybe I'll get somebody half health with it.
The Punisher ulting straight in front of us.
See, I would have got Punisher low enough, or maybe he wouldn't have been comfortable to ult.
Punisher right side ulting. I'm getting double pocket. He's getting double pocket.
There's a little in ult, but he probably just got it right there.
Punisher out of ult.
There you go.
Damage increase.
That's good that we survived long enough to then wipe them with our Punisher ult instead. Plus it was the storm damage boost, and oh man, and then they come back with their own ults.
I got you, maybe.
Oh, we win here.
Manda's close. Dead. Rocket, put a damage boost on site. Nice. Yeah, use it.
I might start playing more Sigma just because I want to get that weird, like that, because his projectile is exactly like Sigma's, except Sigma's bounces off walls and mine doesn't. But just the way of throwing it is exactly the same, so I want to like get used to that again. And some because Sigma's really good right now.
Are using Storm at the end too.
But yeah, that's all I wanted to like show you guys. I'll just go skip to the scoreboard or something. But yeah, I wish it showed deaths, but I guess you can count my deaths in there if you want. You can see Punisher's final hits because he's getting a rocket boost and the storm boost. Insane. I don't know if Storm is gonna work exactly like she did, like numbers wise. I don't think they took it as a problem. A lot of people still near the end, the casuals, all thought Storm was bad. The only people who thought Storm was good was the competitive players, and by the time we thought it was good, it was like the day before the tournament. So like nobody really like went crazy with it and ranked in like casual queues. You know what I mean? Like in casual queues, nobody has teamwork to even make use of the Storm, and then in ranked, you might get like that one crazy Storm that hits all their shots and actually is better than just like a buffer. But like you can see, like he has 19 assists, bro. 19 assists. He still has 6 final hits, and he's not used to this yet. He literally barely practiced. I promise you, Detail did not practice. He barely got on the game. Like he didn't even play with us in the tournament. So like that's to show you, like, we just got slapped by it the day before by a team, by a good team, and we're like, hold on, like, well, let's go and try this Storm thing, man. I think it was Storm. Like, let's actually try that and give it a shot. I really do think like this damage, because like the first test she was useless. She was getting two hit by Hela. You couldn't even understand, and she was getting popped out the air instantly by Punisher. So like you couldn't understand like how good the character was. So then people figured out the game more, and they nerfed Hela. So it allowed way more of all the flyers to be good and way more characters to be good. I think they even tweaked her numbers, and then they added Thorn to the game, which gave her another damage ability. So it literally just made her go from like an okay character to like a god tier character. That like, yeah. But that's how you play Magneto. main tank. I try to give you guys a philosophy of my main tanking, and it helps you a little bit more. Maybe in like a future video, I'll just do a pure like how to main tank video. Make it even shorter, just because it's just gonna be like only a main tank and not showing a VOD with it. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that, and yeah, I hope to see you guys around in my next video.